This is a first for me, a new car review, so please be kind to me. Today I will be showing you an overview of the Kia EV6. Since this is rear-wheel drive, the turning radius is really good. What we have here is a 2022 Kia EV6 GT line rear-wheel drive with a 77.4 kilowatt-hour battery pack in yacht blue paint. The EPA range is 310 miles, which is pretty good compared to most EVs. First, we have a look at the key fob that comes with the car. It's a typical Kia design with the buttons on the side. Lock it by pressing the top button here. The handles retract and the car locks. Press the unlock button here to unlock. This also has keyless entry locking and unlocking. By pressing the rectangular indentation in the handle here, press it to lock, and then press again to open, and then pull on the handle to get inside. This is supposedly the sound of quality. How does it sound to you? The inside of the driver's side door has a variety of textured plastic. The armrests are soft. Unfortunately, there is a lot of glossy black plastic in the cabin. Here are the window controls, locks, and mirror adjustment. Here are some buttons on the left part of the dash for the interior lights, charge door, hatch, parking brake, and traction control. The floor is flat between the front seats. There is a large storage area under the center console right here. I'll show more of the interior in a little bit. Pull this handle to open the hood. Let's check out the frunk. It's unfortunate that you can't use the key fob to open the hood. There's a latch you have to push right here near the camera. Inside is a sizable plastic cover with the appearance of an engine. Inside is a tiny frunk storage area, about big enough to store an EVSE cable. There is a light though that helps when it is dark. One of the few service items that needs to be maintained, I can see the windshield fluid reservoir here on the left, and the brake fluid reservoir on the right. I'll drop the hood to close, and that's a nice solid sound. Moving to the rear passenger window, we have the sticker. This happens to be a pre-owned car with only 2,740 miles. I am pretty sure I know the situation. The original owner bought the car and claimed the $7,500 tax credit, and they sold it for most likely at or above what they ordered the car for. Now it's on the dealer lot as pre-owned. Looking at the details, it is a GT line rear-wheel drive, which is just below the current top-of-the-line GT line all-wheel drive. It does have a lot of features, and I'll show you Kia's webpage on the EV6. Doing the build-your-own with the same configuration, there are just a few accessories you can get. The full price with destination fee is $52,650. And what is it offered at right now? It's going for $68,900, which is a whopping $16,250 over MSRP, and $23,750 over MSRP if you include the lost EV tax credit. Wow! As a word of caution, be careful with used EVs. It may be a lot less expensive buying new if you can qualify for the federal tax credit. And with that, let's move on. As far as the paint color goes, I really like this yacht blue. The glossy black trim also looks good with the blue. Around back, I want to show you the spoiler on the top of the hatch area. Here you can see the air channels through the left and right sides. The side view mirrors also have a distinctive design. And underneath is one of the surround view cameras. Swinging around to the front, I have the headlights on so you can see them in all their glory. The LED daytime running lights form fingers that extend outward. That seems to be a new look that is seen on a lot of the new Kia designs for their front end. The faux grille area has rectangular bumps that go across the entire length of it. Under the Kia logo is the front-facing camera. And down below the bumper is a trapezoid that houses the radar for ADAS. Moving over to the front quarter panel, we can see that the tires are a Kumho Crew Gen 235/55 R19 tire. And looking at the rear tires, they are the same size. The alloy wheel has an aero look to it, with a modern two-tone design. I'll interrupt this part of the tour to show the charging. I was curious to see how the AC charging works with my new AmpRoad iFlow P9 40 amp EVSE, so I tried it out. Just touch the outside of the charging door and it opens. Then plug in the J1772 handle and away it goes. The car even talks to you. Let's go around the car to see the EVSE. It's showing 40 amps and 242 volts. Inside the car, there is a round gauge that shows 9.4 kilowatts. The state of charge is 17%. Remaining at this rate is 7 hours and 40 minutes to charge up to 100%. Normally you would just charge 80 to 90%. I also noted that the car has an average efficiency of about 3.5 miles per kilowatt hour. Not bad considering a lot of people use this for test drives and are probably flogging it quite a bit. After 30 minutes of charging, I went to check and it used a total of 4.75 kilowatt hours of electricity. I'll now disconnect the plug. Just press the button on top and the handle can be removed. Then press the door closing button here. I also waited for it to automatically close, but I think it does that when you take the car out of park. Here's a view of the right side of the EV6. I think it has a really nice sporty design. The short hood makes the car look like it's ready to pounce. Definitely some tension to the design. Now let's go back inside. These are the vegan leather, aka polyurethane seats, with a nice two-tone design. There is a border of Alcantara-like material that goes along the edge of the seat. The headrests also have an unusual design. Up above is a standard size moonroof. Let's check out the rear seats. Inside the rear door has a similar design as the front doors. I'll climb inside and see how I fit. Head and knee room is very good. Here's a good view of the central console and dash area. The materials are very nice quality. The brake and accelerator pedals have a metal finish. The two-spoke steering wheel has a flat bottom. The screen combines both the driver instrument panel and a center entertainment menu screen. Notice that I reclined the left rear seat, and it's pretty comfortable. Around back, down low, and to the right of the rear camera is the hatch release button. The GT line has a powered hatch. On the left side is a handle to release the left rear seat, and down it goes. The matching one on the right. The inside is fairly spacious, however not quite as large as the sister Hyundai Ioniq 5, mostly due to the more swept-back design of the rear. Note that the rear door window completely goes down into the door frame, which is really nice. The rear seats fold fairly flat for more storage. The handle here to adjust the seats is not one-handed friendly. You need to press the handle while pulling up the seat back, but I'm sure you get the idea. As I mentioned, there are a lot of nice touch and soft surfaces, but the glossy black plastic is a fingerprint magnet as seen here. I wish this design trend would end. And down there is a big Meridian speaker grill. The dash and center console have an interesting textured pattern that feels nice and looks good. Note there are a lot of ambient LED lighting throughout the cabin. Here it goes along the dashboard fan area. You can also see that the display screens are curved. Down between the seats are a number of charging and power ports. The center console has a power button near the front, the gear selector, camera, auto hold, and parking buttons. Below that is a big Qi wireless charging area for one phone, and there appears to be vents that may be for cooling. Now let's look at the dashboard area. It has a nice, clean design. The driver instrument screen and the entertainment/navigation screen next to it are both connected with one surface, most likely polycarbonate. The round gear selector seems to be fairly easy to operate. Slight turning it goes into neutral. A full turn goes into reverse. Press P to park. Above is a really nice surround view camera system, currently set to rear view and overhead view. Changing the menu buttons, you can also choose an overhead behind the car, a rear view, and left and right wheel views. Below that is the 3D perspective view where you can rotate the car and see all around it. And also from above. This is pretty neat stuff. I wish my Tesla had this. Now I'll put the car in park and check out the buttons for the HVAC and media. The thin line of controls here is multi-purpose. The twin knobs currently control the HVAC temperature for the driver and passenger. The fan speed control is in the center. I really wish that could have been a knob. It is fairly small and hard to adjust. Looking down on the center console are more buttons. On the far left and right are the ventilation controls. I must say these are very effective at cooling the seat. Another thing I wish my Tesla had. The two inner buttons are for the heated seats. Back to the controls. Press this button to switch to the media and radio controls. Press it again to switch back to HVAC. I'm not sure how I feel about having to do this. The right side of the steering wheel has controls for volume, voice control, mode, phone, among others. The left side has the cruise control, ADAS, along with some menu controls. I didn't have time to play with the instrument panel options. On the lower part of the wheel is a drive mode button. This will give you options for eco, comfort, and sport modes. Here's the sound when you press the power button. Okay, now let's drive. Put the car in reverse and I'll see how it looks on the screen. I have a very long driveway and the rear view and surround view modes help out a lot. Out on the road, the instrument panel seems to show all the pertinent information, miles per hour on the left, along with the range in miles remaining on the right. There is a curved flow thing going on. Along the bottom are more battery numbers, gauge, regen, temperature, efficiency, and the odometer. The top row has all the other info buttons like turn signals, speed limits, etc. Here's a view of the navigation map in action. Up above we can see the standard size moonroof opening and the view outside. The left paddle on the steering wheel is for increasing the regenerative braking. The right paddle decreases regen. There is a small icon on the bottom left side of the instrument panel that shows the current setting. I found out that you can also hold the paddle down to slow. Another nice feature is the blind spot cameras that show up on the instrument panel when the turn signals are activated. This is one on the left side. And here's one that shows up on the right side of the screen for the right view camera. Looking up, and about a 6-foot focusing distance is the HUD display. You can see the miles per hour here along with the nav turning instructions, speed limit, etc. I'll zoom in here so you can see it better. The pulsing is due to the camera and not seen in real life. Well, that wraps up my overview of the 2022 Kia EV6. It's a fine car, and I must say, it has a lot of features, even some that I'm jealous not having on my Model 3. The few negatives that I have are that the driver's seat seems a bit hard for me. Also, the interior black glossy trim always bugs me on cars. The acceleration of this rear-wheel drive model is okay, not exactly breathtaking at 7.2 seconds 0 to 60. I would opt for the all-wheel drive version with more power and a 0 to 60 of 5.1 seconds, slightly slower than my Model 3 long-range rear-wheel drive. And people looking for even more excitement will have to wait for the GT version that will arrive with a 0 to 60 of 3.5 seconds, very similar to the Model Y performance. I won't go into the DC charging infrastructure, but CCS definitely needs some work to catch up with the Tesla supercharger network, but I'm sure that will happen over time. On the positive side, the build quality is very good. The suspension and driving feel is, I must say, superior to my car. It's also quieter too. In all, the EV options from other automakers are now becoming very compelling, and it all works well to advance the EV movement. If you have any comments or questions, please ask them below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.